All right, this is Iron Bill. I'm back again tonight. A little bit of a change tonight. I'm going to show some Gambit play, and I don't do this often. I'm not a big fan of Gambit at all. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of PvP. I'm really not of Gambit, and it doesn't matter why. It is what it is. But what I wanted to show was I've been farming the Ikelos Submachine Gun, and some people put me onto this, and honestly, what I've got here is, man, I get a Umbral engrams like crazy, like we all do right now. And I want to go ahead and roll this while I talk about this, so I don't delay this too much. But anyway, if I check out Destiny Tracker here, I'm running a forward path as my primary, my Ikelos as my elemental, and then I'm running Xenophage for the heavy. Now, I'm just doing that so that I can keep the invaders off. I do wind up invading a bit too, but generally speaking, I'll leave people alone if they leave us alone. So anyway, back to the Ikelos. Mine has surrounded, dynamic sway reduction, appended mag, and arrowhead break. Now, two of those perks give stability control. And it actually, handling wise, I've got this master worked out to 91. So impact is 22, range is 54, stability is 39, handling is 91, reload speed 32, aim assist 42, zooms 13, recoil direction is 100. It goes straight up. So this is actually a very, very steady submachine gun. And what I did though, and what hopefully you get to see a little bit of this today, is I put, since this is a Warmind cell rendering submachine gun, I also tossed on global reach. And in addition, and I know it's not supposed to stack, but I think even on my helmet, I also put on Warmind's longevity. Yeah, just in case. So the idea is I'm leaning into my submachine gun as much as I can so that I can create Warmind cells, which will then help clear ads. I haven't used this a whole lot, believe it or not. I wasn't real wild about the Warmind weapons when that came out, and I really just kind of set on them. So I'm playing some catch up here. Now you'll see that I'm also aggressively going after the moats. and one of the reasons I decided to play Gambit tonight was that I have to do the weekly quest. Oh God, I can't even think what it's called. The event on IO. But you have to get the essences before you can do that. All right, so I don't have any heavy. But I figure I'm going to get undercover, and I will probably rely on my forward path here. If anyone pokes their head up, and I'm just going to keep an eye on it for them, because the invader is the priority right now, because I don't know how many moats I'm sitting on precisely, but I know I have some, and I don't want to lose them. And anyway, since I have to farm the Umbrals anyway, or the essences, or what, oh, and I finally get some heavy there. I figured, well, might as well go ahead and do it in Gambit, because the choices were Gambit, Gambit Prime, or the Reckoning. All right, so we need to take these guys down. Now, they've already got the Primeval, and here we are sitting at 45 deposited, and I've got a bunch, and I'm sure my teammates do too. And I decided to go ahead and burn off my heavy here, although I was saving it for invaders. Yeah, Umbral traces. Yeah. All right, so I need to turn these in. I've got 14 collected. It's too bad I couldn't get one more, but it is what it is. Now I've got one shot of Xenophage left. That's not enough for me to invade, and I think one of my teammates went ahead and did it anyway, so I'm going to see what I can do to kill enemies. I've got to get those traces. Now what I'm really trying to do here is avoid dying with any moats on me. But we're at 74 and I've got 3. This is going to have to do. So that's just heads up play on my part. I could have said, well, we've already lost and just played for the traces, but I don't know. I get competitive and I want to win. All right, so I've got 9 heavy here. And decided to do a roundabout here. This guy just shows up right in front of me. Then I think I do something kind of dumb here in a minute. I'm trying to stay away from possibly being picked off by somebody else's xenophage. Got him. All right, so that's helping to keep us in it. We actually took the lead at that point in time. Now, obviously, my teammates on the inside or here have kept things alive, kept it going. And once again, that was a little bit of heads-up play on my part and a little bit of a risk. You know, I went ahead and tossed the super. You notice that guy had a sniper on the other side, and that's exactly what I was afraid of. And oftentimes it's what happens in Gambit is that you commit too hard early on to killing your boss, and you get invaded by somebody who's actually able, and they just keep knocking you back to full health. Fortunately, that guy wasn't that good. Somebody that's good at really pushing you and coming after you with the right loadout, I mean, if they're set up to be invaders, they can give you a lot of grief. My traces are coming in steady, and I think you had to do 3 matches for the Pinnacle anyway, which, by the way, was a +2. I think that's right. So, yeah, I kind of lost my thought there. Oh, well, I won my Pinnacle anyway. There's my Warmind cell. Not going to do me any good there. So I figured might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll get the Umbral traces, and I'll get my Pinnacle on top of that. And I'm sitting at a place where I need to start picking up my Pinnacles anyway because... Oh, and by the way, the +2 is not for Gambit Prime. It's actually for doing the interference mission. That is a +2 Pinnacle. This is just a +1 Pinnacle. But anyway, long way of getting to the point, but I'm trying to maximize my upgrade this week as much as I possibly can. All right, so apparently I'm not critting enough to consistently generate the Warmind cells, and I'm going to have to practice with it. I'm sure that's what it has to be. And I'm getting in there tight and just asking for it. And usually what happens is once I get in that deep, I get chased out, and no matter where I go, all the fire focuses on me, or at least it feels like it. And it started, watch this now. I mean, everything, even that large blocker at the gate is just focused entirely on me. All right, so we're gonna have to take him down. And I just decide he'll either kill me or he won't, but I only have 3 motes here. I got to get away from these enemies, or I won't know where he's coming from if he comes. But I've got teammates that were effective at actually knocking the invaders down. I don't have any heavy yet, but I'm just going to collect as many motes as I possibly can and give us a chance. This submachine gun, I'm quite happy with it, by the way. Oh, and another thing too. I am completely committed to controller now. Or not controller, I'm sorry, keypad controller. And it's starting to, I don't even think much about it anymore. Okay, so there's a Warmind cell there, and look at the damage that did, even as far away from them as it was. I mean, that is, okay, I'm maxed out. You know, I've got to go deposit. And this is going to give us a big boost towards getting our primeval. It's not going to get it all the way in, obviously, but, you know, we're just 8 away now. Funny thing, though, I don't see my teammates anymore. Oh, there they are. Okay, so, yeah, I think they finally finished it off. Yeah, realized they probably had, because I left a lot on the ground over there by the time I was done. All right, and I'm really desperately wanting some heavy. But decide to start, and I hate it when it's the meatball because this takes so much longer. But I decide I'm going to work on the envoys first, which oftentimes players don't do. And I'm also going to handle snipers off the edges. If you ignore the ads, I mean, you get ripped down by them. And I see them up there and I'm thinking, all right, I got to go take the snipers because the chances are that's what killed my teammate. Still waiting for the enemy to, the invader to appear. All right. So our primeval can't really hurt me here too much. I've got a good head glitch spot, but you know, once again, you can only damage so much before the shield comes up. So yeah, this is when I decide to go over and start taking care of these snipers. This guy jumps, but I put some heat on him. The forward path, by the way, is a solid offering. I had never taken it into Gambit before, but the range is just sick. Look at that. I see this guy sliding up. All right. So we've got some kind of shielding. Oh, there's the shield. I just now saw it. Warmind cell. The guy pops the Warmind cell. And then I remember, hey, I got a super. And that was enough. And so. Now the last part of that match, I wasn't doing a lot of help on the boss itself, but I was trying to keep the ads down so that people could sit out in the open and not get sniped hard from the side. So, look, 66, motes deposited, 62 hostiles defeated, and no motes lost. That's about as good a game as I can play. Now it is fair to note that this team started with 3 players. They were a little bit down, but you know, my matches, I did 3 matches today, and I think 2 of those 3 matches we won. So, and I didn't get kicked out of anything. I mean, the last 2 days or 3 days prior to this, it's been beaver, 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 anteater, anteater. No matter what I tried to do, I'd be kicked out of everything I was doing. So connection-wise, it was a much better day today. I am happy with the Ikelos Submachine Gun. I think this is a real strong contender for a replacement for Recluse, especially given that this is going to be a gun that goes forward for a year. This is going to be a 1360 power level weapon, which means that takes us until 2021 September. So Warmind cells also, that's going to be a thing all through that time. So I'm primarily a PvP or PvE player. So and anyway, the way the meta works right now, submachine guns aren't that hot. So for what I would use a submachine gun for, this is probably as good a replacement as any. So I would recommend people farm those engrams and see what you can get, because there are a lot of good combinations depending upon what you want to try to build around. In this case, you know, I wanted to build around Warmind cells. Yeah, there's not much else I can say about that. With that said, I'm not going to ramble on anymore. I'm just going to call it a day, and this is Iron Pill, and I am signing out.